Welcome to the city of the unwritten. A city that's given so much. A city of people who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. A city of makers, entrepreneurs, musicians, artists. A city of laughter, memories, and people who will welcome others in with a cup of heartwarming handmade coffee. A city of people, young and old, working together. People who explore, live, and grow together. But what makes this place special? Being listed year after year as one of the best places to raise a family. Maybe because we have a community recognized for its safe neighborhoods and revered for its low unemployment. A city where adventure is everywhere you look, where you can pioneer your own story. We've opened a new page to write on for the generations ahead. Welcome to Bismarck. Come write your story.
Good morning and welcome to 1 Million Cups. My God, look at the energy in here. This is so awesome. Is it the donuts? All right, whatever. We'll just have to do that more often. So we'll talk tomorrow. We'll see if we can get more National Donut Days. But well, welcome. It's so nice to see so many people in the theater this morning. That is so exciting. Welcome to those who are joining us out on YouTube today as well. Let's jump in. I always like to ask how many new people do we have here today? And I know there's going to be a bunch of hands going up. Come on, don't be shy. I know we've got like 12 students from Linton here today, FBLA students. Megan, their teacher brought them. Welcome. That is so good that you're here, and please enjoy. Talk to our audience. That's what we do here. We talk and we network, and so if you have got any questions, certainly for our speakers, but anybody else, just enjoy this. You guys made a trip down here, and we really, really appreciate you being here, so thank you. So for those of you that have not been here before, what the heck are we, what did you get roped into? So every Wednesday we get together here on this stage and we bring an entrepreneur, community builder, somebody that's doing something exceptional in our community in Bismarck and Mandan typically, and tell us their story. What are they up to? What are their ups and their downs, and what do they need help with? What wisdom might they share with the rest of us? And then we do a Q&A at the end where we can kind of pick their brains or make suggestions and really try to interact with them, and that's really the fun part. You know, we're going to get a chance to do that with our speakers today. So, really, we're the big takeaway is, can we change the face of our startup community over 1 million cups of coffee? And I'm reminded of anybody that was here last week. We had Kyle with Chick-fil-A here, and we always do a final question of what we can do as an audience to help support or help make that speaker more successful. And his answer, I thought, was really, really something. It was like something about, let's raise the level of excellence of this community together. So pretty selfless answer. Kyle, you're here, I know. Thank you for that. I thought it was wonderful. But also, that's what you guys are doing here. You're helping to raise that level of excellence in Bismarck and Mandan just by making that decision to be here this morning. And I am so grateful for that. So thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause for doing it. Yeah, thank you. All right. So we have a whole bunch of sponsors. As you would imagine, putting on a 40, 50 person event every week takes a lot. We've got a group of volunteers that put this together, we've got some financial support for some companies, but we also have companies and organizations that allow their employees and their staff to spend time to make this all happen. And these are some of those companies, and we very much appreciate them. If you know any of these folks, please let them know that this is work worth doing and that you appreciate their support. A lot of great organizations here. All right. And one down on the lower right, you enjoyed some of their donuts this morning. Jomo right down the street. I don't know. Leo was going to try to make it. He's a busy guy. But the owner he dropped the donuts off this morning and he said he was going to try to make it back here and join us. So he might straggle in. So as I mentioned, we do a Q&A at the end. So after our speakers tell us about their business, we're going to run around. Tyler's going to be our mic runner today, and so just raise your hand. He'll bring you the great big orange microphone here, and you can, actually, our mic runner, he just showed up, yeah. All right, Ross, just in the nick of time. Sorry, Tyler. You can ask questions instead, that's always good. So anyway, be thinking about those questions because that's really the fun part where we get to interact with these speakers. So be thinking about that. Raise your hand when the time comes. Community announcements, I know we've got a few of those this morning.
Donuts.
Hey, Homer, slow down. You're going to choke or something.
Don't tell me how to eat donuts.
All right. Well, thank you, Tech Booth, for making that happen. That was kind of a last-minute thing this morning. I'm like, we need a Homer Simpson slide this morning. So Adam's like, yeah, I got you. So anyway, it is National Donut Day today, as you probably already surmised. So helping us celebrate that, all of you, thank you. So yes, had to have Homer. Oh, there's even more. Oh, jeez. We get a bonus Tyler slide from back in his hairband days, apparently. That I didn't have anything to do with, so. All right, Zhanya.
This is the get in on the last bit of the 2025 Mug Club swag levels. So I know we've got some new folks here today. This is what it's been like in 2025, the different stickers. Every time you come, we sticker your mug, and you get different levels of swag. We had a special offer in 2025 where you bring a friend, you get a different color sticker, and you fast track to swag. And we've had a number of folks participate, and then we actually had one person get all the way to the Community Builder Award, and that's Judy. Judy's here today. Yeah, Judy, woo! She has a one-of-a-kind custom backpack that was full of swag. So anyway, be on the lookout. You've got one more week. Next week is the last chance to get in on this swag, and then we've got some exciting new stuff coming up in 2026.
Thank you. The long walk.
Good morning. I'm with the North Dakota Women's Business Center, and we are partnering with North Dakota State University, and we are going to survey businesses throughout the state, and so we're looking for participants. So if you would have any interest, please contact our office and let us know. What we are going to do is we want to understand what do small businesses in the state need in terms of tools and resources and connections beyond the 1 million cups element. So these are great pieces and a part of that, so we want to hear your voice. The first 200 will get a $20 gift certificate from Amazon for participating with us. And then beyond that, we will select up to 40 that will be interested, or if they're interested, in working with us through a series of business coachings. And we work in partnership with a group of people throughout the state from our own end. We also work with the North Dakota Small Business Development Centers and APEX and those types of groups. And we're going to look and connect Carmen's group with this Goldman Sachs. So all of those types of things we want to make sure you have access to if you're interested. So that group of 40 will get that extra level of time and attention. So if you're interested, please let us know. We're going to be doing that over the next few weeks, so we're going to be pushing this pretty hard. So please let us know. There's a barcode if you're interested, and you scan that and go from there.
Thank you, Mark. All right, I know we've got someone going to speak to this one.
I want to invite everyone to the most fun race in Bismarck Mandan. I made that up, and no one has fought me on it. So I've been saying it for years. The Turkey Trot is the biggest fundraiser for the Cystic Fibrosis Association of North Dakota. It happens Thanksgiving morning. It starts over on Arbor Avenue by Old National Bank. It used to be Bremer. So there's a QR code to get registered. We have a 5K. 10K hopefully will come back after the bridge destruction is finished, because that is right at our 10K turnaround. So 5K timed run and walk, a non-competitive family fun walk. Everyone has a good time. Everyone gets a long sleeve t-shirt, which is really fun. And you can wear it to the gym and look like you have done something great. So come out, dress up like a turkey, and have some fun. No. Okay. This is a community full of vegetarians.
And long sleeves are starting to sound like a pretty good idea, aren't they? Okay, so on November 19th, we are having our end of year 1 million cup celebration. Anybody at last year's celebration? Oh, look at the hands. So you know what an awesome party this is. Threefold is actually hosting the party this year. You can see their address there. We'll talk more about this next week as well. But this is going to be an evening event. The 19th, we don't have a million cups that morning. It's a Wednesday, but we will be having the party that night, so you can rest up for the party. And it's kind of a big networking celebration. We're going to be celebrating our sponsors and our volunteers and our speakers, and it's just a great evening to kind of just mingle. There's no big formal program or anything. It's just an opportunity for all of us to get together and celebrate what we've done here this year for our 12th year. So put that on your calendar. All right. Anybody else with anything this morning? No? Hearing none. All right, we've got Taylor and Michael are going to come up here and tell us a little bit about Bismarck Break Room. Give them a hand.
All right, thank you. Other side. Keep going. All right, welcome everybody. First off, we just want to say thank you to everyone that has showed up today, all the new faces for coming out. I am Michael Pegors.
I'm Taylor Klein.
And we are the co-founders of the Bismarck Break Room. Here's one of our rooms. It's a new spot in town that provides a one-of-a-kind experience for stress relief and entertainment by breaking various objects in rooms with tools, and really anything that breaks with a sledgehammer or a bat, we simply break stuff in rooms, all right? And we create a new experience. So we create things like team building, we create entertainment, stress relief, memories, date nights, different kind of outings, laughter. And so we create so many different things in there. And we'll go through the process of how we do that here in a couple slides. But before we go through the process, we got to go back to how we started, because it really shapes each step of that process in creating all those things. So it's not a crazy story of how it started, but Taylor had a junk removal company, and we would do jobs and have a lot of extra stuff left over. And we would donate all of the good stuff that donation centers would take, but we still have all this stuff left over and not knowing what to do with it. Mother's Day came around, and we have a big little family event on my side, and I was talking with my cousin who had gone to a rage room in Minneapolis, and she was talking about how it made her feel and how awesome it was and how cool it was to break things with different tools. And that's kind of when the gears started to turn a little bit. And after that, I texted Taylor and said, hey, I think I have an idea of what we can do with all this junk, all this extra stuff that we got. So at plain sight, we connected a couple dots and it became the Bismarck Break Room. But once we started to kind of dive into it is where we figured out it is so much more than just going in a room and breaking things. It is a new spot for not only the city of Bismarck and things to do, but the surrounding areas. We have had people from Montana, from the Air Force Base, Devil's Lake, Jamestown, from all over the state really come in and just to do this and to try it out because they've wanted to do something like this before. It opens up the imagination in people again. So many people have wanted to do things with certain objects, and this gives them a spot to now go in there and do that. And as you see and go through the process, you'll see some of the different weapons and stuff that people can use and kind of recreate scenes in their head. So it makes this entertainment zone for different kind of parties like holiday events, bachelor parties. People just like to break stuff and smack on dishwashers with bats. I mean, it's fun, right? But at the end of the day, too, what's been unique is the stress relief and mental wellness side is really real. I have seen many people back there break down in tears midway through sessions. People who have genuinely been really frustrated, who you can hear it in their voice by the words that they're saying, that they've bottled up so much stuff. And they'll say it afterwards, and how good they feel and how overdue something like that was because of all the stuff that's gone in their lives. And we've had people repeat and come in and just used it for that reason. So it's hit both sides of the spectrum there. And it kind of all comes down to the exercise piece, which I think throws the most people off, surprisingly. But people come, when you go to the gym, how many people are actually giving 100% in every single rep that you do? Not many, right? Well, when you come into the break room, you are swinging a bat or a sledgehammer 110% every single time for 20 minutes. That's a long time to just be continuously using energy, so it wears people out fast, and that's what creates that good feeling afterwards and makes it so much fun. So I'm going to turn it over to Taylor next as he walks you through the process, but while he goes through, kind of start to picture how different people use it in different ways.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. Hello, everyone. I'm Taylor. Thank you for having me here today, and thank you for being here. So the process of the break room. So our customers, they can schedule a session in the break room. They can either do that online, over the phone, or they can just walk in. Next, they can have a personalized experience with music. They get to choose their own music. And we've had anywhere from Tupac to Beethoven, right? It's really personalized. And then we get them geared up in coveralls, pants, shirt. We just like to get the skin covered because that glass, let me tell you, it goes anywhere it can, let me tell you. All right, next we kind of go over the items they get with the session. So this is an item tote, and each person gets their own item tote. It comes with 15 breakables, cups, plates, glass, things like that. And then we throw in 3 to 5 unique items. That could be a VHS tape, a DVD, anything of that sort. And then we give them a medium and a small item. As you can see here, that could be anywhere from a toaster to a trophy. And why we offer the medium and small item is because we do get quite a bit of those. Next, they get to choose their weapon. That's why we like to show them the items they have to choose from. Now, my favorite weapon is a bat, and Mike's favorite weapon, very underrated, is a bowling ball. Very fun. So if you're ever there, I recommend it. Pans are very fun as well, but I would say our most popular would have to be the sledgehammer. Next, going over the small items and medium items. This is where they come to choose their medium items and their small items. And then we have the big boys here. So next they can choose if they want a large item, and they're very fun for groups. We recommend them for groups. Large items, we have TVs, furniture pieces, and then we have all assortment, but the XL items, we have a lot of dressers, large doors, things of that sort. And then we have exclusive items. That could be a washer, a dryer, a piano, things of that sort. Very fun. And then here's the break rooms. So what we did here is we wanted to show you what the break room looks like prior to before a session here. So that's break room 1, and that's what it looks like after all the destruction right there. As you can see, this group had a very fun time. Looks like they got a bunch of TVs there. All right, and then here's a video of people breaking a piano here. Oh, okay. Perfect. Enjoy.
As you can see, there's lots of different things that can kind of go on in there, and those pianos are tough. So, caveat, that mannequin leg was a weapon for about 5 sessions. I don't know how it made it through 5 sessions, but that thing was sturdy, and people took that in there and broke tons of stuff with it. So what's next for us? So there's a countless amount of things that are next for us. We are constantly learning, trying to evolve this product. But a couple of the bigger things that we have in store next are, one thing, are large group events. So we kind of already can take large groups right now. Largest we've had is about 18, but we just recently acquired a new little party room within the building that we can have a more leisurous time for groups to come in and relax, come in as they want to the sessions. People can hang out, have some food. So businesses, large groups, things like Linton, y'all can come back, all right, and come break some stuff with us. We can make that work. So bigger group options. Memberships are, people have asked about ways that they can come back at a cheaper price, and it's been a process, but we're almost there with allowing people to have something new to look forward to every month at a good price. Again, for those people that just need that stress relief outlet. New ways to make the experience unique. So we're always trying to think of ways to create more memories and make it something different for people. And whether it's as small as filling jars with puzzles and beads that explode when they're hit, or coming up with different ways to make the session or add on things to sessions so people can kind of go their own route with what they need. And then new partnerships. We're always looking to expand our web as we meet different business owners and different people that can either use things that we do or that we can that they can help us out with, right? Whether it's more stuff, helping to move things around, things online, all sorts of stuff. So we're always looking for new ways that we can kind of integrate and build our web. Some challenges. There have been multiple challenges as well. Marketing, branding, and social media. I think I learned a couple weeks ago that marketing and branding are 2 different things. So that apparently has been a challenge of ours for most of the last year. But this world, both of us not being big social media guys, this has kind of been something that's been new to us. And what are people looking for when they go online, and what catches that eye for people? So many ideas, not enough time or money, right? There's so many ideas that go through our heads or that we get, and a lot of them are cool and things that we want to do, but there is only so much time with the small crew that we have and the money and being able to do those things. So it's tricky being able to prioritize what do we need to focus on first, and then not overthinking those, and if it's not working, don't spend so much time and move on with it. It feels like people know, but now getting them to try it out sometimes is kind of tougher. We feel like we do have the spread, and that Bismarck people feel like the toughest people to get in sometimes. It's interesting to see that we hear about how cool it is and how everyone wants to come in, but there's some days we're definitely just a little slower, and it's like, what are we kind of doing different? What do we got to do different to get more people in? So just kind of trying to figure out how to get that follow through with people to get them in. And then scaling in a world of unknowns. Before this, I was a teacher with no really business kind of mindset. A fresh new business over here too. That was really kind of a new thing. And then all this going from here is different, right? And entertainment has been a different monster on its own because it's about getting people in to do something that they don't need necessarily, but how do we get people to do something that they want to do? So we have a great foundation, but building it from here and kind of what are those next paths that are going to help us succeed quicker are kind of just the things that are going to be challenging for us. So kind of a look back at the year. It's been a great year. Again, been a whirlwind for us. Ups and downs, lots and lots of learning curves throughout the year, but it's been an absolute blast. Nothing feels better than when people are walking out the door and you hear about them still talking about it, still talking about things that they broke, that they can't wait to come back, and how it's changed them, or how, again, the people that have broken down, right, how it's really impacted them, and they've driven hours for that, and we were able to do something in their lives and help them. So it's been great this entire time, and we look forward to where it goes next. There's a couple ways you can contact us on our social media pages. Give us a call or just stop in. We're there pretty much. One of us is there every day working, so stop in, talk with us, chit-chat, and we, again, appreciate everyone for listening and look forward to your questions that you have. Oh, yeah. We do got some chairs.
I was inspired, sorry. So I love the dovetailing of the two businesses. So do you still have the junk removal business? Is that still kind of a supply line for the break room?
So right away, that is how we started. So right away, items we didn't donate, we'd have items that are chipped, old, no use for them, donation centers wouldn't even want them. So we were like, what can we do with these? And so we would take those to the break room. But now, as we've grown, we're partnered with several donation centers, and also a lot of people will bring in items. I tell them anything we can break with a bat. So.
Oh, that's perfect. And there's plenty of that material out there, and in a way you're probably doing a service. You're getting some last utility out of these items before.
It's recycling.
Right. Well, ultimately they're headed for a landfill anyway. So
Absolutely. Give it another life.
Right. Right. Another death.
Another life, another death.
One last hurrah. We break it down before it goes to the landfill.
Right. No, I love that. Tyler.
I always love a story where you're finding discarded items that actually have negative value because they're filling up landfills, and finding value in them and using them in some way. So cheers to you for that. Question about insurance on something like this. You're going to your commercial insurance agent and saying, we're going to put people in a room with weapons, and there's going to be shards of glass flying all over the place. How did that conversation go, or how do you cover the liability on something like this?
So insurance, it was definitely tough to find at first, I'm not going to lie, but once we explained what we do, the safety precautions we put in place, and our waiver is pretty hefty, that everyone has to sign. There isn't too much disagreeing on the waiver that you can do. So we got a pretty good waiver that covers all the bases, and then we make sure that when people go in, they have the proper gear. We give them the rundown of the rules, and we found someone that was willing to accept us and take the risk. But it was tough. It took a while to find somebody that would. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that the waiver can at least give you some bit of protection. I know we went skydiving years ago, and it took longer to fill out the waiver than it did to skydive. It was pretty amazing, yeah. Ben?
I was looking at that second room. You showed the clean room and then the room after, and I couldn't stop thinking about how long that would take me and Amos here to clean that up. So what does that process look like?
Yes, that's a great question. That took us a while to perfect as well. Glass is very heavy, as you can about assume. So what we do is our system for that is we sweep it all into an area, and then we bring it into a dump trailer. And the dump trailer was a game changer, because once it's in the dump trailer, you take it to the landfill and you dump it. So it's very simple now. But yes, some rooms, once they're done, do take longer than others, absolutely.
Bring in the dump truck and question.
So I saw you guys I have a couple of questions, and Tyler already stole mine about insurance. So have you guys had injuries? And if so, I have a feeling there's at least been at least one. How did you guys handle that? That would be the first question.
Okay, yeah, we have, fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't had anything crazy. The only times that we've seen injuries have been like some cuts to like the shins where it's gone through the pants, and those pants have typically been like leggings, which have kind of been a controversial thing for us of like, do we let them go, do we not? Well, they're a pant, they're comfy, they do technically protect a lot of like things softly that kind of bounce off the legs, so we allow them, but we always disclaim they're not the most protective. So fortunately, I guess in a year, we've only really had things go through those, and people have to get some super glue. We know of like 2 stitches.
Okay.
But nothing else past that.
And then you said, you mentioned a little bit about bringing, like, can I bring in my own like fax machine and relive Office Space?
So that we did start out with a bring your own breakable session, and then we started getting like futons and all sorts of random stuff that, even though we had very black and white description of what to bring in, it still kind of was gray area. So we're working on bringing something like that back in kind of like a unique way, where people can bring their own stuff in as part of this session, but not quite yet.
Solid. And then I saw when you guys did like your fit out of it, like your walls just have, you know, like what on, did you have to do anything to like give you space? Because I can imagine, depending on how heavy your bowling ball is, if I yeet it at a piano, that it might actually hit the wall though too. So how reinforced is your guys' wall there so that, you know, when you move to a bigger space, you do get your security deposit back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fortunately, the building, it's the old D. Joyce Photography building, if anyone is unfamiliar with where we are located. But the idea for the building is he's planning to shell it out, actually, anyway. So in a way, it's okay for us because he's going to wipe the walls down anyway and kind of take them all down. So some of the walls have concrete behind them, so they're pretty sturdy anyway. But that middle wall does have a couple holes in it. We just kind of patched it up with some more wood. But he plans to bring that down at the end anyway, so it's kind of nice to not have to be so concerned about something like that with our situation.
So if he's shelling it out, are you guys going to do like a final like closing part?
I've
do it for him?
thought about that, how we make that work. Yeah, on our way out, maybe we can wear something out with them there.
I'm just picturing a mannequin leg sticking out of the hole in the wall.
Yeah, that's kind of along the same line of questioning I have. Have you ever had anyone request you, like, build kind of a simulated walls inside that they can tear down, something along that line? I went to a bachelor party once, and it was a house that was being torn down. We essentially did what you did. Everyone bring your sledgehammer or whatever you want and rip the cabinets off the wall, and it was a fun experience, I have to say. So I just thought it'd be kind of a unique experience to come into your place. I saw your empty walls when you first, you showed the empty room. If you had a cheaply built, really nice looking wall and nicely displayed stuff, that's, it's having something really nice to break is,
Yeah.
that might be a more interesting experience too, I don't know.
Yeah. People like that, the new stuff, you're not wrong. If a plate's half broken, even though you can absolutely still break the plate, people just want the fresh plate. But the wall idea, we haven't done anything quite like that yet, but that's definitely something, one of those unique ways that we could add in and make that experience different for some people. So absolutely, thank you for that.
Question.
I was just curious, do you guys have, like, if you could be anywhere, where do you want to be in 10 years? Do you want your own space? Do you have any ideas of partnering up with, food trucks or things online, or just where would you like to see yourselves be in 10 years?
Right. So in 10 years, a bigger space would be nice, so maybe a little more logistical space, so where we don't have to carry it out in wheelbarrows and boxes, so where we could brush it off into a dump trailer would be nice. So finding like maybe a bigger space with some larger rooms for people to kind of go into. Partnerships, yeah, that is one avenue that we've definitely wanted to explore more, is working with different restaurants where they come in and eat and they can come afterwards and do an activity and things like that. So we want to build the web as big as we can. I think that there's even a route where we work with the landfill, as fun as they are to work with, but to work with them in a way, because we do recycle a lot of the stuff that they get coming out there, and over time that makes it less work for them, and it withholds that longer. So there's definitely ways that we want to make our web as big as possible.
Seems like a good partnership, actually. Janya?
That's a good. So I'm going to dovetail partnership idea and the room idea. This is just a thought back of your head, and I don't know if they're in the room, they're probably going to cringe, but I know like Threefold, I don't know, they're going to be the people that are hosting our end of year celebration. Well, they build sets often for like fake rooms and things for video shoots. So just one thought is, I wonder if there's a potential partnership when the video shoot is done to transport that set and give people a chance to, I mean, I'd definitely upcharge if you get to destroy a beautiful room, but just a thought.
No, that's awesome. Thank you.
It looks like we got a question online. Would you ever consider outsourcing to construction companies for demolition? Wow.
That's not a bad idea. No?
Yeah.
Or like real estate, or people who maybe do need something inside the house destroyed, working. I mean, that's not an avenue we've thought of, but I think there is something there where we let people come in and break stuff in the house that they already have to demo anyway.
You could do kind of like a mug club thing like we do. Some of your repeat customers, some of your best demolition people, their reward for that would be to go out and go on and take the show on the road. I like that.
Yeah, that's something we haven't thought of, but I mean, it's a route. We're open to explore all routes because there is so much flexibility with what we do and what we can do. So, yeah, that's neat.
But there's a whole meme culture about destroying drywall. It's always, sorry, Kyle, but it's always a guy named Kyle that's punching drywall.
Yeah.
So you mentioned all the different kind of benefits of this, the therapeutic aspects of this. There's of course the fun. There's mental health. In your social media strategy or messaging, how do you be intentional about hitting on each of those as you're getting your message out and trying to reach out to different audiences and bring folks in? I'm just curious, what does that look like?
So we recently were fortunate to partner and work with the Good Kids a little bit, and they helped us kind of actually walk through and look at some of the things that maybe we were doing incorrect or what we could do better. And so shifting who we market towards and really looking at who are the main people that are making the bookings and the reservations, and trying to focus our wording and even just our colors and the fonts that we use, which things we didn't necessarily even think of, but kind of wording our social media messages differently based on the different platforms are things that we're definitely taking more into consideration as it's gone on.
So if you kind of look across your customer base to this point, what kind of connects them? Who's your most often, what demographic, I guess, comes in and takes advantage of this?
So the 29 to like 30-year-olds were actually the average range. We would love to get more of all ranges. I think that's a nice middle range. Our oldest, I think, was like 80 or something?
Yeah, it was in the late 70s.
Yeah. Sweet. Which was awesome. So we've gotten all but right about in that 30s range, and then we've kind of found out women actually are typically the ones that are booking and that we see more coming in. I don't know why. It's just kind of that's just the demographic that we've had, or they're the ones that making the reservation to bring people in, and so that's kind of the route and the people that we've seen more coming in. So.
Okay, Shania.
I'm just picturing Manny Petty or go break stuff. I'm with you. So this is more of a kind of an operations question. So I'm curious how you two knew each other before this, and then how are you making the partnership work? Because that doesn't work for everybody, but you two, just watching you play off each other in the presentation and stuff, you seem to be in sync. So I'd love to know what strengths you each bring to the party and how that's been. Working together, partnership. And
Absolutely.
Don't reveal anything that'll make you want to punch each other on stage.
No, Michael and I have known each other for many years. We met each other in middle school, in 7th grade. And we've been friends ever since. We very close friendship. And one day I started the Junk Hauling Heroes. And I needed help because I needed another guy on the end of the couch or what have you. And Mike was my guy. He was with me from the beginning, helped me build it up. And then we're like, let's think of something else we can do that ties into this. And so that's where the break room came up. And right away, we were both at the break room, so we could learn everything and get it down to a T. And now we kind of switch off and on to make it work. So if Mike's not there, I'm there. If I'm not there, Mike's there. If someone has something important, the other guy's there. So someone's always covering the break room, and then that gives us the flexibility we need as well. That would be Mr. Michael.
So is this a side hustle, or is this something you guys are doing more or less full-time?
This is full-time, yes.
Good for you guys. That's awesome. Yes.
Gentlemen, I think you're really onto something that marital counselors ought to have stage one. And do you have mannequins, or can people bring in mannequins?
So I actually had a job where we got all of these old mannequins that they were getting rid of from the mall. They were all beat up and they were replacing them. It was like 30 cubic yards of mannequins.
I'll bet you
so
could
we
enhance
had
the success of marital counselors if you'd offer yourselves and then let the angry spouse or the shy spouse do a little work painting the face of their
oh, yeah.
of their beloved. And the same goes for troubled teenagers, I'm sure.
You know, I think that brings up a point, though, that, you know, the kind of that counseling nature of this or the therapy nature of it, you know, just an awareness among that community that you exist, that might be something they might prescribe for some of their clients. Reba?
Cost for one person just to come on a lunch break, or cost for like a group of 8?
So we're by person at $30 for 20 minutes. It's really that across the board for a 20-minute session. Once you start getting into the party room packages, it drops down to $27 a person. But $30 a person for 20 minutes, $60 for 40. However many you have is however many, Matt. So try to keep it as simple as possible for people to just kind of come in.
Cool.
So having friends in the moving industry, have you guys reached out to like Two Vets and Hometown Moving and stuff? Because I know that they go and take a whole bunch of pianos and things out to the dump all the time. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, maybe you should add on we'll print out a picture of your spouse to put on the mannequin for those breaks. just a thought for you.
We have thought about printing stuff, but legally, I don't think I can print off other people's pictures without their consent. I don't know, there just kind of seems like some things that I don't want. Yeah, so if people bring in pictures or they write stuff on things, I kind of just let them bring in whatever. It's not me printing it off, but we have thought about doing things like that. It just is a gray area if the other person finds out or something. And then the moving stuff, right now with the space that we have in the building, we mainly do the junk in some thrift stores and then a couple places, but that is one area where if we were to get a larger space and more people coming in, absolutely we'd have to start looking at working with more junk removal companies, more moving companies, to be able to have stuff to keep up, because we cook through a lot of stuff right now, and so if it gets busier and busier, we're going to be going through a lot of stuff. So
brings up a previous Women in the Cup speaker, organized with Lexi Nichols. I hope I'm not getting that last name wrong, but she helps people declutter, and she works with pretty affluent clientele too. So there might be some kind of bougie premium stuff that she's getting rid of. That might be a good connection for you. But the question I have about just inventory management. So like typically, do you have more inventory than you know what to do with? Does it get pretty sparse sometimes? How is that going?
So inventory-wise, so the most surprising thing when we started out is how much stuff we go through. Caught us way off guard. We filled the whole building, and we were like, we're ready to rumble. And after like 2 weeks, we were like, we need more stuff now. So that was an issue that we learned to adapt to. But now we keep the building full at all times, and we have certain rooms where certain items go, and we have it all organized in boxes.
Kind of like the bougie thing there, you know, having the higher end stuff. And you mentioned the cost per person. Does that vary with the size of the items? How does that work?
So when it gets to like the large items and above, then we start pricing out at It's $17 for those large items. That goes back into some of those electronics fees and just weight at the end of the day. But as people start getting those larger items, the price does go up for that. Like we said, they're fun for large groups, and some people usually split it up, but it's one of those where you want to make that experience a little bit better, a little bit bigger. There's ways that you can individualize it and make it that, but the totes themselves and then the medium and small item come with every session for a quick release, so.
Cool. Ross?
Have you guys ever thought, or say I have one thing that I just want to destroy and I don't know where it's at, if I call you and say, hey, I need a blue Huffy to destroy, would that be something that you could do?
If we have it, if it's something that somebody's requesting, I mean, we'll go look forward and make those adaptations, and if people need something specific in there, we've done that. I mean, people want a picture frame to think of certain people.
That blue Huffy pissed me off, so I needed
I was kind of wondering.
It all depends on what we have in stock at the time. If we have it, we'll make that adaptation to make sure every session meets that individual spot. But
it's nice to know how to trigger Ross now, so that'll be.
My question is, you said 20 minutes you gave a price for. What is the typical, what do most people do time-wise? Do they come for 20 minutes? Do they do an hour, or what's your experience with that?
So I will say that most people are trying it out for the first time. We do have a lot of repeat customers, but a majority are trying it for the first time. And so they'll go with 20 minutes just to see what it's like. And like Michael said earlier, 20 minutes, it's a workout, right? Okay. So unless you're used to it, the 40 minutes can seem daunting, but a lot of people do 40 minutes as well, and they do just fine.
Okay. And the other question I have is, along the materials line, were you guys able to, in your stock, have some CRT televisions? Because I remember they were hauling those away in dump trucks, you know, when they were the changeover to flat screens, the cleanup day. Do you have any stock of CRT televisions, the old picture tube ones?
So television-wise, we only allow the flat screens. I know those old tube TVs would be wonderful to break. They have mercury in them, so they're hazardous. We're not allowed to break those. But flat screens are our bread and butter, very popular.
And everybody in Bismarck, I think, has a TV like that's not working, it seems like, because that's our, we get so many calls. You guys want TVs?
Yep.
All the time.
Darn mercury. So I think it's similar to a question earlier about kind of injuries and stuff. Probably one of the biggest dangers in there are other people, right? If you get 3 people swinging sledgehammers, and so a little coaching ahead of time to keep people from at a safe distance.
Yes, we have seen it before where the tools get very close to the other people in the session together. So we always let them know, give each other space. And people have done very well with that. We've seen some close calls, but I haven't seen anyone get hit straight on with a tool yet. So good news there.
Yeah.
So you said about like people asking about TVs and stuff. So are you like a donation spot? So like when I do spring cleaning and find 3 TVs that I don't need, can I drop them off at you guys instead of going to someplace else?
Absolutely. Yeah, we take all donations. If the donation centers aren't taking it or you don't know what to do with it, we would absolutely take it and destroy it. And if it's something we go by, if you think that this would be fun to hit with a bat or a sledgehammer and it'll bend or break, we'll take it.
Cool. Well, we are out of time, guys, but we do have time for one last question. Mr. Blue Huffy.
So thanks for your presentation, you guys. What you do is very unique and sounds like it's going to be very, very fun. So what can we as the 1 Million Cups community do to help you to succeed?
Yeah, so already you guys have been so helpful and awesome, and we've worked with multiple people in just a couple weeks that we've been able to come, so thank you. But if there was things in the presentation, or if you think that you could partner with us, that's how you can help us, is stepping in, giving us some guidance, giving us some tips, some tricks on things that you've learned, just because there's so much that we don't know, and we want to work with you and learn. We got thick skin, we know we don't do everything right, and we want to just take that and learn from it. So if you saw things, we would love to hear it. Whether afterwards, stop in. That's how you guys can continue to help us. So.
Well, what an exciting thing to have in Bismarck. Thank you guys for doing that. Let's give these guys a round of applause for being here today. All right, as I mentioned, we only have one more 1 million cups this year, and that is next week. We've got Heather here with Reignite Your Light Life Coaching, so put that on your calendar. And then the following week, as I mentioned earlier, on the 19th in the evening, it's probably going to start about 5:30. We're going to have a big dozen-year celebration, so plan on joining us for that. That's going to be a lot of fun over at Threefold. As always, if somebody you know would like to present, we are already filling up the 2026 calendar. In fact, we're already 6 out for next year. So that always feels good as an organizing team to make sure we keep a steady stream of speakers for you guys. But we've got all the rest of 2026 wide open. So anybody that would want to present, please reach out to us. We've got, you know what, we need to get a new QR code up here too. We've gone to YouTube for our live videos and kind of our repository for videos. So find us there as well. As we mentioned earlier in the year, Facebook decided to stop storing old videos, so we were left with hundreds of videos that we had to hurry up and download before they got thrown away. But so look for us on YouTube as well. That's all I got for you this morning, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you to Linton for making the trip down here, and we'll see you next week.